조림 간장이에요.
I'd find you. My life before was dark blue. You lifted clouds that gave me sunshine. You made it feel like summer. Said that there was no other. I think you're the one. Forget all your worries and troubles, 'cause you and I are a team. Whatever you need, I am there for, like you are there for me. Hold my hand always and kiss me goodnight. I promise to love you and be by your side. Oh, I'll always be your girl. Cause you